Good afternoon, and how are you? Sorry I missed yesterday, but from the Halloween looks, I was putting other things off, so I had to catch up on those things. Today, let's do a look with everything that I would suggest for this Sephora savings event. And I'm gonna make myself really small so you can screenshot this. I am still here, I am just small. Now, as we go on, we're just gonna do a look like we normally do, and we'll just use the things I recommend, but I already have this on, and this is something that I highly recommend. Now, you have to keep in mind, I have very coarse brow hair. So certain products, they're not gonna work for me, but this leaves my brows just really fluffy, very soft. As you can see, you can sculpt them. You can get the laminated look. That's not what I go for, but you could if you wanted to. I just feel like this is a very good brow gel for all different types of brow hair. That's a really big factor, and I feel like a lot of us don't think about the product that we're using, if that's going to be really nice for our brow hair. Even though I have really coarse hair, this isn't very thick. So if you have very fine brow hair, very soft, this isn't going to weigh them down. So this is a very universal brow product, and I definitely recommend this. Next up is this eye primer. Y'all have seen me use this all this year. So if you're after an eye primer, I love this one. The way that it pairs with both shimmers and mattes. Now you are able to see your skin tone and your undertone peek through sometimes, and that might not be what you're after, so do keep that in mind. But the eye base that I recommend for that isn't on the Sephora website. So this is the one from Sephora that I do recommend, and I just think it's fantastic. But a little goes a long way, and you have to make sure it is even across the lid or it's going to crease. Here it is. If you want to screenshot it, I'll get out of the way for you. So yes, this is it. Now, you probably don't need another Neutra palette. But if you're wondering what palette that came out this year inspired me, and which one that I have just enjoyed using the most, it's going to be this one from Patrick Ta. I just love everything about it. I love that there's two creams up here. Y'all know how much I love a cream base. I love the formula. I love the colors. I love everything about it, but I do not want you to feel like you need this just because there is the Sephora savings event. Only get this if it's something that is truly speaking to your makeup heart, because that is a spicy price. And if you did want to get it, the Sephora savings event is when I would get it. But do I enjoy it? Yes. Has it inspired me the most? Yes. Now, in honor of the giveaway, I'm going to use the Artistry collection today. That's not the brush I'm looking for. We're going to grab an E28, and I picked up this color, 2 little taps. Let's go ahead and press this into our socket. It's just so wildly pigmented, and we'll just create a transition out of that. I'm not going to get too complicated with the eyes. I'll get outrageous, and then we'll have a double cut crease. Wild glitter mess. So I'm going to try to keep this eye pretty simple. So now we'll take this color. Good Lord, he's going through it. So we'll press that on the brow bone, and then we'll smooth over this way and continue to smooth over this way. Nice. Now I'm just going to grab this color, and I'm just going to press that on the lid. Look how pigmented that is. That's without a white base. So pretty. Now, I feel like you might not even need a liner, but I'm going to do a liner with this look, so I'm going to recommend the Valentino. I've recommended this one for, I don't even know how, 2 years? It feels like 2 years. At least a year and a half. So if you're wanting to add it to your cart, I'll go grab a picture of it so you can screenshot it. But only if you need it. If you already have a nice eyeliner and you like it, skip this. All right, here it is. Let me get out of the way so you can screenshot it if you would like. There it is. I've used this one a long time. Now I'm gonna put on lashes. I don't have a favorite pair from Sephora, so there's just not one I like from Sephora. I'm gonna put on these Libre lashes, style number 5. Number 5. Let's put on our glue, and that Halloween look I did day before yesterday, that should be on YouTube today. So, and I think the Beetlejuice might already be up. I need to check. Gotta check these things. So There aren't any lashes that I recommend, nor is there a mascara that I recommend right now from Sephora. I'm trying to be really selective. Things that have been my absolute favorite for many years, and then there's just not a mascara. There's not a high-end mascara that I recommend. I really love this one from e.l.f. And I actually just bought another one of this one from e.l.f. So, yeah. Okay, here's our lashes. I'll tag them now. I got too excited and didn't tag them before. But don't worry, I normally remember to tag things. So just always wait for the next slide. Aren't they pretty? I love these. I'm going to purchase more. I actually purchased all of these myself. Gotta support one another. I was shaking this, but I wanted to show you how much I've used of this. Okay, it's like down here. This is my second bottle. This is an absolutely amazing medium coverage natural finish foundation. So I'm going to call this an everyday foundation. This is the one I'm going to recommend. It is only $20 and it's going to be 30% off. 30% off of Sephora collection, y'all. So here it is. Do you see this? Stop that. There we go. $20, 30% off. I love everything about it. I really think that y'all are gonna like it. And out of all the foundations at Sephora, there are some that I enjoy that aren't from Sephora. The Kiko Mulatto one's my favorite at the moment, but it's super full coverage. But if we're talking all of Sephora, I have to say this one. Also, it's the perfect shade for me as well. And I love how they didn't forget pinker, cooler undertones. A lot of brands do. So I really love the range. I just love everything about it. I'm still shaking it. But yeah, here, screenshot that. So good. Now let's put it on. I already have it on this side. That matching. I've worn this a million times. It wears perfectly. Everything about it. Aren't you glad I'm recommending this one and not a Tom Ford one? I do like the Tom Ford one, and the match on that is beautiful, but that price it can't be justified, especially when this one wears the same, and it's just beautiful. So I got to mention this because look at this. It's only $15 right now. It's going to be 30% off of that. This has been a concealer that I have it on right now. This has been a concealer that I just always go back to. I always go back to it. It never lets me down. I love the shade range and I love that price. And I just know that if you haven't tried it already, now is the time because it's so affordable and it's so good. Now I'm going to show one more concealer, but I really only like this shade that I'm about to show you. Not this one. Let me get out of this one. So the one I'm talking about, and I only put on a little bit of this. And by the way, let me just type out my shade, 19.5P. Now the next concealer I'm going to show you is this one from Haus Labs. But I do not like the shades they have technically in my range. So this one is technically too light for me, okay? That's why I have on that concealer that I have on already. That being said, if you like a pink under eye, this is so brightening. This is a very light pink. Now you're not gonna be able to see it here. If you go to Sephora and you look at this in person, it is pink. It's a pink brightener. You can tell it's definitely pink there. It's just, and that's so nice, especially for my skin tone. And the reason why is because if we put this on top of a base concealer, a base color, okay? Think of that as my base, and it's not gonna cast shadows because this would be too light on me on its own and my under eye would turn gray. That being said, this is a brightener, which I'm about to do, is fantastic. Think of this shade in particular as a pink brightener. Now, if you like that really bright under eye, you're gonna love this. And I can't stress enough how it's brightening pink, it's not the pink under eye trend pink. There's a difference. I feel that that kind of got off on a different trend than how it started. So pink is a brightener. It's a brightener. On fair to medium, sometimes medium tan skin tones, just depends. I mean, I want y'all to know that I have seen even deeper skin tones use pink powders, and it's just absolutely beautiful. It's really just, it comes down to preference, but normally this light of a concealer or a pink powder, it's just for brightening. And I feel that some of you might not be reaping the benefits of a brightening shade like this because the pink under eye trend has scared you. All right, let's talk powder. Listen, since the year of our Lord 2018, I'll say 18. It feels like 2017, but we'll say 2018. I have been using the Givenchy powder. Okay. It's so good, but like we just talked about, this is more of a pink brightener. This isn't, I'm gonna talk about another powder because I do recommend two. You don't need to, I'm just giving you two options. Okay, but if you just want something that's a little bit more natural, but that's gonna set your makeup, you're gonna want the Givenchy. After years of powders releasing, the Givenchy is still the one that if I have to go to an event and see people in person, I'm gonna have Givenchy underneath this eyeballs. Now, the Givenchy powder, it's a spicy price, little number. It lasts forever, and sometimes I even wonder, should I mention it in the Sephora sale again? And the answer is yes. Yes, I should. It is so good. There's even a mini now, and you can see that underneath me. And it's going to last because we're using such a small amount. I'm going to scooch over here so you can screenshot if you would like. There you go. Now this powder, I love it. It is so pink, I'm able to do a blush transition. So I have it here and it looks like I have blush on. I can use this right underneath my eyes though. If you are any more fair than me, it might show up like blush underneath your eye. But this powder is so blurring, so pink. It is so good. I love it so much, but this one is definitely, I mean, it's called Ultra Pink. This one is definitely a little bit more glam. This is something I reach for when I just want a little extra glam in my life, but I love everything about it. I love it. And I know that if you're wanting an Ultra Pink powder, this is the Ultra Pink powder. Let me scooch over here so you can screenshot it. There you go. That's a much better price at $34. So here you go. You can see that one size powder is just pink. It is pre-blush pink, but it's gorgeous. Okay, look at that. See that? It's pink. It's ultra pink, but it says it on the label. This is definitely not at Sephora, but if you want to know what I like to use to set the rest of my face currently, it's the Maybelline Fit Me powder, shade light, for everywhere else on my face. If I want to set my under eye, I use shade fair, but shade light to set everywhere else. Now for bronzer, my favorite is still going to be the one from Mob Beauty, but obviously we can't get that at Sephora. I'm trying to think of where I might have a favorite blush at Sephora. Let me check. I'm going to recommend this one. The reason I don't talk about it a lot because it's $43, but it is an absolutely fantastic formula. It's the same formula as their powder, but also just pigment burst of wonders. So I actually don't love shade 1 as much. This is shade 2, and this is the one that I love. It is so beautiful. I like to apply it with a puff. Just press that in. Magical. I don't talk about it a lot. Again, $43 for a blush is absolutely feral, but it is a very special formula, and I feel that it might be worth checking out in the sale. Now let's put this on, pick it up with a puff. You could just do like this. Just make sure it's even across there. And then let's just go ahead and press it in. It's so pretty. This is the one that I wear, again, to my special events. Then I take the back of the puff and I just continue to press and work it in. Again, if you see Rose in the wild, this is another makeup product she will have on. I'm passionate about these lip liners, okay? I'm passionate. These are the Sephora Rouge Gel Lip Liners, dressed to the 90s. It is such a good color. And if this one's too light for your skin tone, they do have a nice array. The formula is incredible. It lasts. And I find that currently we're not all gravitating towards extremely matte lipsticks. We're gravitating towards even glosses and lip oils and lip creams. So this formula, it's a gel, so it has a little bit of shine to it. It pairs so perfectly with those formulas. I don't know why people aren't shouting this one from the rooftop. Plus, it's only $13, and remember, Sephora Collection is going to be 30% off. Okay, here it is in case you want to screenshot it. Go look at the other colors too. All right, so normally I do lip liner after, but I'll do it a little bit to correct in just a second. It's just because I've already talked about this color and I wanted to show it to y'all. Look how pretty that is. 10 out of 10. So let's just get it. I call it a rough draft. Just so what I'm about to put on, and it's from Sephora and I highly recommended it, but just so that it has something to kind of blend into. Now, this particular color is the one that I'm going to recommend, but there, as you can see, there are colors for all skin tones. This formula, okay, you're thinking gloss. It's not a gloss. There's no other way to describe it other than a silky lip cream, which is what it's called. It is so pigmented. It lasts. This color in particular, I cannot stop wearing it. It's my favorite. If I'm just doing a quick lip, this is the one I grab. I really think that y'all are going to like this, and I'm actually fascinated. I don't see this more places. So this lip, this, then Shy is my favorite color. I keep getting too excited. There you go. Go ahead and screenshot. I already have it on my bottom lip, but do you see how pigmented this is? It's so pigmented. And then I'll grab my lip liner again, and then I'll just shade and perfect. I'm seriously gonna go add more of these to my Sephora cart right now. Okay, that's the Sephora faves. Y'all been asking. Y'all probably expected more. I feel like this was a lot, and I'm even trying to be restrained. I know that even this Sephora savings event can make us think that we need even more than we need, because I get the same way, but I just want to just scale it back. And everything I showed here, these are just products that I just know that if you need it, you will love it. Now, I'm super excited for tonight's post. It's kind of a throwback of something that we used to do. And I say we, if you were born 80s, maybe the early 90s, maybe you participated in this trend. I'm so excited to post it. It's going to be so much fun. So nostalgic. So that's what I'm going to post tonight. And in case nobody has told you today, I love you so much. I'll see you later in the comments.